Yo, what is up, guys? So today for the video, I'm doing basically just the beginner's guide to War Thunder. Okay, so to start off this video, I know they have like the packs you can buy. Like, oh yeah, buy this. It's a beginner's guide. You do not need those. That is, I guess it's a way you could start off. It's one of the ways, but I would not do it. I'd start at reserves and work your way up to get some skill in, because buying those they immediately put you at 2.0. I would start playing at a reserve tank or anything, reserve plane, tank, whatever. I would start playing that first. I would never start just buying some pack. I don't think that's a very helpful idea. I get the idea of it, money. People are like, yeah, I want to get a beginner's pack. Oh, it's only $10 and I get to 2.0. It does not take that long to get to 2.0. If you just grind for about a week, you can easily get there. And what I mean grind, like play about an hour a day. So, it doesn't really take that long. And the reason I'm saying start at reserved is you need to get a feel for the game. You need to see, hey, do I like this game? Is it a fun game? What do I want to play in this game? Do I like boats? Do I like tanks? Do I like helicopters? Well, helicopters are also in the tanks. Do I like planes? What do I like? What do I like about the military? What do I like in general about the game? Okay, now what we're going to talk about is what are you going to be in the game? So in most games, you obviously, you pick, hey, what do I want to be like? I'll give an example, like Fortnite. Do I want to be a sniper? Do I want to rush people? What do I want to be in that game? Do I want to be a memer? Stuff like that. But in this game, you got to decide, hey, do I want to pick a plane that can rush people? Do I want to pick a plane that can bomb? Do I want to pick a multi-role so I can bomb and rush people? That's kind of what you got to decide. You want to decide your personality. What are you good at? What plane suits you? Or what tank suits you? What helicopter suits you? Whatever suits you. Second off, I'm saying about the personalities, so you have to pick two personalities pretty much in the game. Or, you don't have to pick, you can have one personality, but you have to go down at least two lines, or tree lines, or what it is. The development of that type of plane. Starting from reserve tanks, or planes, whatever. You start at the beginning, and you work your way down. But before you just start with that plane, why don't you look? What is that good at? What do, the jets give me? What do, the rank 3 give me? Rank 4 give me? What do those give me? What do, the big tanks give me? What caliber gun do they have? You need to know details about this and be like, hey, is this a good tank? Is this a good plane? Is this something I will play? Oh, hey, that rhymed, actually. But, yeah, you want to figure out, is this something I want to play with? Is this something I'm actually going to enjoy playing? Because, don't worry about the game. It's oh my gosh, I got to get this plane just so I have everything. Then you want to get that can be a mindset, but, want to get the plane because it's something you can enjoy the game with. Okay, now we're going to give a little bit of, gameplay. How you are going to play with those reserve tanks, planes, blue water fleet, coastal fleet. How are you going to play with those? Alright, we're going to start with planes. So for one, we're going to say Russia for now. If I want to start with the I-15, which is the line I'm currently going down, well, that's kind of an attack. That is a full-on attack plane. I'm going in there to attack people. I am going to go in the middle of the fights. I have a good turn radius. I can fight people. The Su-9, it's a multi-role. It can bomb. It can also fight people. It doesn't have as good as a turn radius as the MiG-9, but it's still pretty good. And it's got the LA-7s, which are prop planes and stuff, and it starts off, and I think it's actually really good. It has some really good stuff to it, the LA-7, really good. It suits the personality. The MiG-9 line is going to have more of, guns that are pretty much going to one-shot people. You hit them for a critical hit, they're pretty much dead. The LA-7 line is going to take multiple hits, but it has more ammo, and it's just a multi-role. Multi-roles are not going to be, for a specific thing like bombing stuff. It doesn't have the best bombs, but it can still bomb because it's a multi-role. It doesn't have the best guns, but it can still shoot people because it's a multi-role. So you have those two right there. And then we have bombers. So bombers right here, the SB, which is a Russian bomber you start off with, 1.3 is the battle rating of it. That is like, I mean, you are a bomber. You are not going to fight people. I would never do that, by the way. Never try to fight someone in a bomber. That is not ever smart. Sure, you are very strong. You have good armor and stuff, but still just don't try it. But you were dedicated to bombing. When you bomb, you want to get super high up in the air, and just, you want to drop your bombs, and then slowly make a descent down and make it back to your base. Do not try to engage with people. If you see people coming at you, what you're going to want to do, if you see, like, hey, there's no way out of this situation, what you're going to do is wait for them to get about 1 mile out. You're going to drop down, because then they're going to have to drop down with you. Drop down, and once they get, like, right on top of you, drop down one more time and turn around, because then they're going to have to turn around just with you, and you switch to your back gunners and shoot them. It's the easiest way. It kills them almost every time. Unless they have, like, reserved planes are going to be a little difficult because they're not fast and they can easily get behind you. So, like, reserved, obviously wait till, like, they're, like, 0.5 away and then do it. But other than that, I mean, you should be pretty fine. And also, you got to remember to push Y and stuff and switch to your bomb bay doors. You got to open your bomb bay doors if you're playing. If you're playing custom, you don't need to worry about opening them. Or not custom. If you're doing arcade, you don't have to worry about opening them. But if you're doing I forgot what it's called. It's like the real one, just realistic battle. Then you have to open it. But make sure to switch to your bomb bay doors and bomb bay camera, which will show you where you're aiming at, and drop it in the middle of your the middle dot, and it should be like where all the lines connect to. You drop it right there. Okay, and now we're gonna be on helicopters and tanks. So for tanks, you have like your tanks. I'm not as good of talking about this with, so if you want to like truly know everything about tanks, you might need to go find a video for that. But I can give you some information you might need to know about tanks. The two classes are pretty much like it's not like planes are like you rush, you stay back. Like the BT-5 is it's kind of fast. So you got to know your speed of your tank. Is my tank fast enough like that? Like if I get in a situation that's like, oh crap, this is bad, I'm not going to be able to win this. You need to be able to get out of there. Some tanks, yes, you do need to like stay back because you're like, oh yeah, I'm not very fast. If I get in a bad situation, I'm not getting out of there. So you need to snipe with your tanks, pretty much. It's like being a sniper. That is what I call it, like a sniper tank. And then you have your AA trucks and stuff. It can also be, some tanks actually are AA too. They have AA and they're multi-role tanks. They can do both, which are really good tanks too. Highly recommend getting those. Those are actually really, really good. And then the Su-51 is, I'm pretty sure that's the Russian. Nope, it's the GAZAAA. That is the Russian. That's like the Russian line to start their air-to-air. Their AA. So that is dedicated to only AA. They really are not able to kill other tanks. That's not what they're meant for. They can do damage, but they're really not going to kill it. So I would not really recommend like getting that to go attack people with. That's only for AA, so you stay right back at your spawn the entire time. Okay, and then helicopters. So helicopters are I'm pretty sure they're all multi-role. They all have rockets on them. They all have guided missiles, or at least some like the 10.0s have rockets that will like guided rockets and stuff, guided missiles. I don't know why I said guided rockets, because that's not a real thing. My bad. But yeah, they have guided missiles on them, strapped to them, and they're really good to use and stuff. And you can be super far back, and you can just be sniping people with them. They do have chaff and flares, which will be very helpful when you have a bunch of people coming at you, and you're like, oh crap, I got a flare. So that's very helpful to have. And they're pretty much all the same. I mean, some have stronger armor. Some like you need to go in there because they're meant for just like they're fast and they go in there and you just shoot tanks down with them. And then some are like long range, like you can just spawn in, just start flinging missiles across the map at people. That's pretty much it for helicopters. There's really no other like variant type, really anything like that. They're really all the same. I mean, just rockets and long range missiles. It's pretty much all they are. All right. Now we got the Blue Water Fleet and the Coastal Fleet. Okay, so I really don't know much about Coastal Fleet. I've never played it a day in my life. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure, though, from what I do know, Coastal Fleet and Blue Water Fleet combined, they're not really meant for you to just stay back and be all pretty about it. Some maps are, like, no islands and stuff, you can probably shoot torpedoes and be launching long range at people. But majority of the time, I'm pretty sure it's like in Blue Water Fleet, for instance, like you are pretty much staying back or like trying to go find people. If you're staying back, you're like camping a spot pretty much. You're not just trying to camp. You're not trying to hide back and just long range snipe people. That's never happened. That's not gonna happen unless you're on a clear map with no islands. Most of the time you're with islands and stuff, so you gotta get up close and personal with them. And most boats have torpedoes on them or torpedo defenses to kind of be like, oh crap, torpedo, gotta dodge that and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, there's not much to Coastal Fleet besides that. Like, you need to be dodging missiles. Not missiles, you need to be dodging torpedoes. Besides that, there's really not much to Coastal Fleet besides just going around shooting boats down. And it's just, you have torpedoes, you just have torpedoes and cannons. It's pretty much all your Blue Water Fleet's gonna have, and then Coastal Fleet kind of got those mixed up. So Coastal Fleet's like your speedboats. You have torpedoes, but not many. Think of Coastal Fleet as the Coast Guard. That's pretty much, it's the boats the Coast Guard has. So, yeah. And it only goes up to 4.3 on that, so not really the best, but, I mean, it's something. I mean, I don't see a point in doing those. They're not really that fun to play. I don't know many people that actually play them. They're pretty much just there, so they have, like, every branch of the military. They just have cannons and cool features, I guess, if you want to play water and do, like, I'm pretty sure they're mainly made for World War or stuff. And I mean, there are people who do play those, but not much. But it's your choice. I mean, like I said in the beginning of this video, it's how you would like to play the game. You got a choice to make. Like, hey, do I want to be Coastal Fleet? What do I want to be in the military? What, like, not military real life, like in the game. Like, what do I want to be? That's all for today's video. I'll be making a bunch more of, like, beginner's guides. Obviously, I mean, that's my channel. That's all I'm going to do for this channel. I hope you all really enjoy this video. Please consider liking and subscribing. I mean, these videos are just fun for me to make, and I'd kind of like if people just watched them. I mean, y'all's choice, but I make edits. I also have a second channel. I'll have the link in the description if y'all want to watch those. And yeah.